Hello guys, I first of all welcome you all to this new interview question series in which we are specifically looking for the questions which are asked in the Tableau interview, a data analyst interview where the Tableau is crucial requirement. Okay, so let's get started. So our first question is, what is Tableau? So Tableau is a powerful and fastest visualization tool that is used in the business intelligence domain. It simplifies raw data into an understandable format. Analysis of data becomes faster with Tableau. The visualization can be created in the form of dashboards. The visualization or a demographic representation of a data can be easily understood by employees of the organization who are at the different level. So this is the Tableau in general. So Tableau is a business intelligence tool used for analyzing the data and communicating the insights to the stakeholders. It's a very user-friendly software, so you don't need to have any technical expertise while using it and understanding the data and stories from it. Okay, so let's move forward with the other question we have. What is a data visualization? Data visualization means the graphical representation of a data or information. We can use visual objects like graphs, charts, bars and a lot more for to do the data visualization. Data visualization tool provides an accessible way to see and understand the data easily. Next question we have, list out Tableau file extension. So there are a wide range of Tableau extensions are available, and depending on the versions you are using, depending on the type of extractions you want from the data, you have a different workbook extension. So first one is Tableau workbook.twb. Then we have a Tableau data extract.tde, Tableau data source.tds, Tableau packed data source.tdsx, then Tableau bookmark.tbm, then Tableau map source.tms, Tableau packed workbook.twbx, and Tableau preferences.tps. So these are the different file extension we have when it comes to an Tableau. Next, what is the latest version of Tableau desktop? So right now we are in the version of 2024.3, okay, specifically, and this is the latest version we have. And in order to check what is the latest version of your Tableau desktop, then you can just go into the help menu, and there you can see an about section or the help section where you can just get whatever the versions you have. Next question we have, what is LOD expressions? So LOD expression stand for level of detail expression, and it is used to run the complex queries involving many dimensions at the data source level. So with respect to that, we have a fixed level of detail, then include detail and exclude detail. So there are three types of LOD expressions, and depending on our requirement we can use any of these things. Next, what is heat map? So a heat map is a graphical representation of data that uses the color coding technique to represent different values of data. As the marks heat up due to their higher value, dark color will be shown on the map. So it's basically a representation of a data where the higher values will be represented in the darker color and lower value will be represented in the lighter color. Then we have a tree map. Okay, a tree map is a visualization that organizes the data hierarchically and shows them as a set of nested rectangles. The size of a color of a rectangles are representative to the values of a data points they project. Parent table will be titled with the child element. So this is the tree map we have. So, and what is the basic difference between the heat map and tree map? So tree map represents the data hierarchically and shows them as a set of nested rectangles. It represents the data graphically, which uses multiple color to represent different values. It is used for comparing the categories with color, size, and it can also be used for illustrating hierarchical data and part to whole relationship. It is used for comparing the categories based on the color and size, and also it is a grade in spotting the parent based on the destiny of the information. The color and size of rectangles are representative to the values of the data. Points when their values are higher or density of the records, the data will be represented in dark color. So these are called heat map and tree map differences. Next question we have, what is a parameter in Tableau and how does it work? Okay, so parameters are the dynamics values can be replaced with the constant value in the calculations. So basically parameters, we created one parameters which is basically a placeholder constant value, and then we have to wire it up in order to make the calculations work. So whenever you are trying to insert any constant value, suppose in the filters of top n, we can just pass the parameter there and just get the top n parameters, top n values. Okay, next question we have, what are the different data types in Tableau? Okay, Tableau supports various data types, meaning when you have a data and when it loaded into Tableau, then there are different type of data types is there, like a whole number is there, integer is there, okay, decimal is there, boolean values are there, date is there. Okay, so these are the most important data types we have with respect to the Tableau. Next, give the brief about the Tableau dashboard. Tableau dashboard is a group of various views which allows you to compare different types of data simultaneously. Data sheets and dashboards are connected. If any modification happens to the data, it is directly reflects in the dashboard. It is the most efficient approach to visualize the data and analyze it. So it's nothing but the overall view of business, where we can analyze the key matrices and key thing which leads business to a success. Then define the page shelf in Tableau. Page shelf breaks the view into a series of pages. It displays an alternative views for each page. Due to this feature, you can analyze the effect of each field on the rest of the data in the view. So this is called a page shelf we have. Define a story in Tableau. Next question. The story can be defined as a sheet which is a collection of a series of worksheet and dashboard used to convey the insights of data. A story can be used to show a connection between the facts and outcome that impacts the decision making process. A story can be published on a web or can be presented to the audiences. So story is the extension of dashboard where we group the related things and try to form one connection so that user can understand the context. Next question we have for the day. Give an overview of the fact and dimensions in the Tableau. Okay, so these are the most important interview questions we have. Okay, so this is the most important interview question we have with respect to Tableau. Facts are a numerical measure of a data. They can be stored in a fact table. Fact table stores that type of data which will be analyzed by dimension table. Okay, fact table have a foreign keys associated with the dimension table. On the other hand, dimensions are the descriptive attribute of a data whose values will be stored in the dimension table. For example, customers information like name, number and email address are the description of the customers and their attribute will be stored in the dimension table. So basically on the very top level, fact table consists the data which is on the numerical part of a data. Then the dimension tables stores the data which is on the descriptive level. Okay, next question we have for the day. State some ways to improve the performance of Tableau. Okay, so first is so there are various ways we can improve the performance of Tableau. So few of these are: use an extract to make a workbook run faster. So there is one extract feature is there. By using that feature we can do the faster retrieval of the data. Then reduce the scope of a data to describe the volume of a data. Okay, so scope of a data means what? So whatever data you require, only that data will be imported into the Tableau. We can use various features like filters and all those stuffs to just get that data into the Tableau. Then reduce the number of marks on the view to avoid information overload. Then there is a try use integers or boolean in calculation as they are much faster than string. Next, hide unused fields. Then we can also do use the context filters to basically filter out the data. Then we use the indexing in the table and use the same field for filtering, remove the unnecessary calculations in the sheets. So these are the some of the measures we take in order to make the Tableau performance good. Next, explain the different connection types in Tableau. So primarily there are two connection types, one is extract and then one is live. Extract is a snapshot of a data. It will be extracted from the data source and put into the Tableau repository. This snapshot can be refreshed periodically, fully or incrementally. This is be scheduled in the Tableau server. And in the live, it creates a direct connection to the data sources and the data will be fetched directly from the tables. So the data will be up to date and consistent, but this also affects the access speed. So these are the two different type of connections we have with respect to the Tableau. Next, what are the different joins in Tableau? Okay, Tableau works same with SQL, so it supports all joins possible in the SQL. So basically there are primarily 4 SQL joins we have: left join, right join, full and inner. Clear? So these are only the 4 joins will be supported into the Tableau. Next, what is data modeling? Okay, so data modeling is the analysis of data objects that are used in a business or other context and also used as a identification of the relationship among the data objects. It is the first steps of doing data oriented programming. Okay, so this is called as data modeling, where we form the relationship between the tables and basically filter out the data. Okay, next, define a dual axis. Okay, dual axis is used to show 2 measures in a single graph. It allows you to compare 2 measures at once. Only website like Indeed uses a dual axis to show the comparison of growth rate. Okay, so it's a like a example where we use a dual axis chart, but the dual axis chart is nothing but the chart where we can just analyze 2 different measures in the same chart, such as Pareto charts, where we have absolute values and percentage value can be expressed as a 2 fields. Then define blended axis. Multiple measures can be shared in a single axis so that all the marks will be shown in a single pane. We can blend measures by dragging the first measure on the axis and the second on the existing axis. This is called a blending of axis. So basically it's like it will make a top of one axis over the another, so it's like a blending of axis. Then defines slaves and sets. Okay, slaves, every worksheet in the workbook will have a slaves, which is a columns, rows, marks, filter, page and more. By placing filters on slaves, we can build our visualization structure. We can control the marks by including or excluding data. Sets are used to compute the condition on which the data will be prepared. Data will be grouped together based on a condition. Fields which are responsible for grouping are known as sets. For example, student having the grade more than 70, this is a criteria, and for this criteria, those are the students will obey those criteria will be put into the one group, and those who don't put in the other group, which is called as in and out containers. Okay, next question we have: explain the limitation of a context filter in Tableau. Okay, whenever we set a context filter, Tableau generates a temporary table that needs to refresh each and every time whenever the data is triggered. So if the context filter is changed in the database, it needs to reproduce the temporary tables, so the performance will be increased. So these are the some of the context filter we have with respect to the Tableau. Okay, So that's it for the today's session, guys, and we will meet in the next sessions where we are discussing other questions related to Tableau. Till then, goodbye.